the audience.
Here we go. Here we go. We're live, and I hope that it's good streaming. There's some internet problems in my area, and so it's possible we won't be able to stream tonight, but we will go with it a little bit and see how it's coming out. Maybe we'll hear from someone in the studio, in the Facebook, how it looks on the Facebook page. My name is Dr. Tova Goldfein. I'm here with Nadav Atyas. And we're going to be speaking bilingual since I'm American and an Israeli. And Nadav is an Israeli with great English skills. And this topic is a global topic. Healing is universal. And we have a message, and we are back here to bring that message to you. You want to say a few words בעברית?
Yeah. Okay. ערב טוב לכולם. אנחנו שוב בפרק חדש בשולחן העגול של טובה. אני ככה אורח, נקרא לזה אורח קבוע בשלב הזה, ואנחנו נשוחח על מערכות היחסים שלנו עם הכאב, עם המחלה, עם התסמינים. זה יהיה שילוב של עברית ואנגלית כמו בפרקים הקודמים. טובה היא אמריקאית, אני ישראלי, ואנחנו ככה נעשה ג'אגלינג בין שתי השפות.
Yeah. So if there's anyone who's watching, let us know if it's visible, because we are having some internet drama. We are dependent on the internet. What can I say? Interdependent, not codependent. But if it's really bad, if you can't see us, I'd like to hear from you on the Facebook what it looks like. If it's tov, lo tov, it's good or not good. If you're in America, maybe you want to say hello on the Facebook. The topic, which is about relationships, is very important to me. And I love meeting with Nadav, and I'm trying to make it a habit, a hargel, because I so believe the Joe Dispenza, quantum physics, whether it's Joe Dispenza or Deepak Chopra or Bruce Lipton or Louise Hay, it's about quantum physics, it's about energy, it's about our thoughts can hurt us and harm us, and our thoughts can heal us and help us. And that's really a take home that anyone can implement and apply and begin their healing. It's like I said today to a client, you're the doctor, I'm just the messenger. At Rofa. Ani rak shelcha. Really, you know more about what's in your body. You can heal yourself more by understanding bifmim, what's inside, than what I can do. I'm here to just be your biggest cheerleader.
נכון. אז באמת אנחנו כל הזמן צריכים לזכור שבעבודה שלנו עם מטפלים, עם רופאים, עם מאמנים, מי שעושה באמת את העבודה זה תמיד אנחנו, ואנשי הטיפול השונים הם רק אלה שעוזרים לנו לראות את הדרך, או כמו שטובה אומרת, הם ה-cheerleaders, המעודדים שלנו בדרך. אהלן סימה, ערב טוב.
Ask Sima, how is the...
איך את רואה את טובה, סימה? כי אצל טובה יש קצת בעיות אינטרנט.
Let us know if it's okay. I hope it is. If you can see us and hear us, אני שמח.
שמחה.
שמחה. I'm שמח and אני שמחה. I'm both.
She says that you're well seen, so it's fine.
יופי. יופי. תודה רבה, אינטרנט.
כן. אז באמת אנחנו רוצים לשוחח על מערכות יחסים באופן כללי, ובאופן ספציפי מערכת היחסים שלנו עם מחלה, ועם הסימפטומים של המחלה, ובכלל מערכת היחסים שלנו עם כאב. Okay, so we want to talk about relationships, and especially the relationships we have with our disease, with the symptoms, and with pain.
Yeah. And one of the biggest blocks or tiers or walls in people's healing is because they want to know, because they have specific symptoms for whatever reason, or specific problems in their relationship with someone. It's the same thing, but it's never about the symptoms. It's never about the symptoms, from cancer to chronic pain, to arthritis, to spinal stenosis, to histamine intolerance. It's not about the symptom. It's about your relationship with your body, your actual, your relationship with your past, and it's about your thoughts about what's going on. And I'd like you to explain that, because people, they're like, tell me if you healed someone with tinnitus, if you've healed someone with, today, if you healed someone with a certain kind of food allergy. I'm like, I'm not going to present to you a specific story, because that doesn't serve you. You can heal from this work.
Okay.
So maybe you can talk a little bit about that, and because it really does set people free on their healing journey, if they can stop being attached to the symptom.
כן, אז באמת כמו שטובה אומרת, הסימפטומים או התסמינים הם לא באמת הדבר עצמו, ואנחנו, יש לנו נטייה להיצמד אליהם כאילו הם הדבר עצמו, ובואו תיתנו לי משהו שיעצור את התסמינים או יעצור את הסימפטומים. כשאנחנו מבינים שבסופו של דבר הסימפטומים נועדו לתת לנו איזשהו wake up call, אוקיי? צלצל עכשיו השעון מעורר ואמר, אתם לא עובדים ביחד עם הגוף שלכם בהרמוניה. אתם לא מסונכרנים ולא מקשיבים למה שקורה לכם בפנים. ואז ישנה אפשרות, לא חייבים, אבל ישנה אפשרות לפתח מחלה, וישנה אפשרות לפגוש כל מיני תסמינים כאלה ואחרים של המחלה, ואנחנו כל הזמן צריכים לזכור שמתחת יושב איזשהו עניין שבו אנחנו ב-misalignment with our bodies.
וואו.
אנחנו באיזשהו חוסר סינכרון עם הגוף שלנו, או שאנחנו לא נותנים לו את האוכל שהוא צריך, או שאנחנו לא עושים את הפעילות הגופנית שהוא מבקש, או את החיבור לטבע שהוא מבקש, או שבתפיסה שלנו הרגשות הם השפה של הגוף, okay? If we go to Dispenza's work, the emotions are the language of the body, okay?
Wow.
Thoughts are the language of the brain, and the emotions are the language of the body. Now, if we disallow our bodies to speak, or we actually don't listen when they speak,
or repress, or ignore, or shut them.
אז הרגשות שלנו נשארים בתוך הגוף כאנרגיה כלואה, וכשהאנרגיה הזו כלואה בתוך הגוף, אפשר לדמיין את זה כמו איזשהו לחם מחמצת. היא מתחילה לצוס.
Something about bread?
Yeah, so when we have our emotional energy stuck in our body, we don't allow the flow, and all the purpose of this emotional energy is to be in a flow, to deliver a message and be in a flow. And if we block that, it's like having the yeast in the dough, okay, when we make bread, actually explode,
Wow.
because it doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
אז זה משהו שאנחנו ככה כל הזמן צריכים לזכור. עכשיו, זה מוביל אותנו למערכות יחסים עם הגוף שלנו, עם הרגשות בתוך הגוף שלנו, אפילו עם מחלה וסימפטומים בתוך הגוף שלנו. הדבר הראשון כשאנחנו פוגשים מחלה בתוך הגוף, עולה בנו התנגדות מאוד גדולה. Okay? The first time we encounter or find out we have any sort of a disease, even a light one or of course a heavy one, there's much resistance within us. Okay, so when we practice this relationship thing with our disease and our symptoms, we need to have a very deep look at how we accept or reject the current situation, okay, and how we start our way towards peace with what's existing. That's the first and very important step, okay? הצעד הראשון והחשוב ביותר זה לראות איך אנחנו בקבלה, איך אנחנו מייצרים שלום. Okay, so when you tell people to accept or make peace, it really scares the hell out of them, because for them it's usually another word for giving up.
Yeah, like surrender could be a letting go and a really flow, or it could be, so it's an interesting take on the word. And I want to say, so here we have you have you and you have your body. These are two entities. And then you have the symptoms, which is an expression of what's going on in your unconscious mind. So it's this, so maybe you want to say this better, but so between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind is, between those two things is what the imbalance occurred in your immune system, and the body is creating enormous protection, inflammation, delicate, in order to protect you. And we're feeling symptoms from A to Z. So there's this relationship between, you, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and then the body. And what happens a lot, I'm sure you see this in your work, Nadav, is the fear comes in, the fear. And so fear is not the emotion, fear is the feeling, fear is the emotion.
Fear is emotion, yeah. It's one of the baseline emotions.
Yeah, core, right.
So some people have only two baseline emotions. There's fear and there's love. And all the other emotions are built on those two. Okay, that's one way to look at it. It simplifies a lot of things for us.
Right. And I think, bringing back to the Dispensza work, the fear creates a terrible cycle. The fear or the anger or the lack of love or the giving up, whatever, however you want to package what you're feeling, it's triggering the brain. It's almost like the fear would be like the nocebo. So we're back to the brain perceiving a threat, and all it is your fear or your sadness or your anger.
So
I went off target a little bit, but maybe you can
זה מאוד חשוב באמת להבין משהו כאן בהקשר של כשאני פוגש שיש בי מחלה, הדבר הראשון שעולה זה תפיסה של איך אני נתפס מתוך מערכת ההישרדות שלי. Okay, that's our sympathetic operating system kicks in.
Yeah.
And that's the system that tells me about myself. Okay, I have a new attribute of myself that's either a danger alarm that's turned on, or a weakness. Okay, או יש לנו כאן או סכנה, 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 או הנה חולשה, שאוי ואבוי אם אנשים יפגשו, ובטח אני לא מוכן לפגוש אותה בעצמי. אז הרבה פעמים אנשים, נגיד את המילה סרטן, הם לא יגידו. זה it's the C word, it's the disease. It has no name, it should not be pronounced, okay? הפחד מאוד גדול שם אל מול הדבר הזה, וכשאנחנו מדברים על מערכת יחסים עם מחלה, הקבלה לא לוקחת אותנו לכניעה, כן? באנגלית משתמשים הרבה במילה surrendering, יותר כמו התמסרות בעברית, להתמסר. אנחנו בגלל התרבות המיליטנטית שלנו הישראלים, עם צבא וכוח ומזרח תיכון וכזה, אז כשאנחנו שומעים את המילה כניעה, יש לזה קונוטציה מאוד לא טובה. Okay? In Hebrew, when you say surrender, it has a very bad connotation to it, a very bad meaning.
Yeah.
So it's hard for people to grasp.
Can we say letting go? Letting go, would that be a better term?
Letting go or accepting.
Accepting.
Yeah, the most profound version of acceptance.
Right.
Okay? Right. אז כשאני בהתמסרות או בכניעה, זה אומר שאני מפסיק להתווכח עם מה שאני פוגש. אני מפסיק להתווכח עם המציאות. כי כשאני מתווכח עם המציאות, בדרך כלל אני גם מגדיר את עצמי כקורבן, בדרך כלל אני גם מסכן, וזה לא היה צריך לקרות לי, וזה לא פייר שזה קרה לי, וזה ממש לא בסדר, ומה עשיתי שזה קרה לי, ומי מעניש אותי, והמון המון אנרגיה מתבזבזת על זה שאני לא בקבלה, שאני לא מוכן לקבל. עכשיו שוב אני רוצה להדגיש כי זה חשוב, כשאנחנו מדברים על קבלה, התמסרות או כניעה, הרעיון פה זה שאני לא הופך להיות משהו פסיבי. Okay, if I'm surrendering, it doesn't mean I'm becoming a passive person. Okay? If I'm surrendering, it doesn't mean that I gave up completely my journey towards healing. Okay? אז זה מאוד חשוב להבין, הכניעה מאפשרת לי להפסיק לגמרי להתווכח עם המציאות, להגיד לעצמי, אוקיי, זה עכשיו מצב נתון, מפה מה אני יכול לעשות אחרת. Okay?
You know what you're saying? What Dr. Alexander said 2 weeks ago, Naida, said that when you let go, you're making a decision. And the people that I met that healed cancer and everything else, you know, Dr. Alexander did a study of 100 people with diseases and found the common thread. They made a decision to heal. People I met in the last almost 4 years of this show that healed cancer and everything else took responsibility. This is a letting go. This is a decision. This is an acceptance. And I was going to say, well, what would Joe Dispenza say? There's nothing else new he would say. He's saying to receive what you said, or to like what in your words, or from your NLP experience, what would be the sentence for people to heal? What would they have to do? They'd have to be rather than do.
כן. אז באמת מאוד חשוב העניין הזה כמו שטובה ציינה קודם לגבי דוקטור אלכסנדר שהתארחה בתוכנית, אז קבלת האחריות וההחלטה לצאת לדרך חדשה יכולות לבוא רק אחרי שסיימתי להתווכח עם המציאות כפי שהיא. כי כל עוד אני נמצא במקום שמתווכח עם המציאות כפי שהיא, אין לי פנאי לקחת אחריות, אין לי בכלל יכולת לקחת אחריות, כי זה מישהו אחר אשם, אוקיי? As long as I continue arguing with the reality I'm facing, then I have no energy to invest in taking responsibility. I have no energy to invest in my new journey or my new path, because it's all about blaming God, blaming others, להגיד שזה לא פייר ומה פתאום ולמה דווקא לי וכולי. והשלב שבא מיד אחרי הקבלה הזו, זה שלב שבו אני אומר, אוקיי, אני שותף פעיל במצב שקרה לי, ואם אני שותף פעיל במצב שקרה לי, אני יכול גם להיות שותף פעיל בדרך החוצה משם. Okay, if I'm an active participant in bringing the disease, bringing the symptoms, bringing this physical and emotional state, I can also be an active partner in my new path towards healing. Okay.
I just want to say, I was just, in, I don't forget which book of the Dispensza, I'm reading both of them because they're, so he quotes Norman Cousins.
נכון.
He quotes Norman Cousins a few times, who healed himself of a terrible degenerative arthritic disease. And the quote was, if my stress and tension in my life and my negative thoughts caused this condition, caused my immune system to attack me, then why wouldn't my thoughts of positive and laughing and hope and belief heal my immune system that attacked me? It's exactly, and it's like, it almost sounds too simple, but this is, take this home and implement it. Now, implementing it is the next level.
נכון. עכשיו, מה שזה אומר, שאנחנו מטפחים כאן מערכת יחסים, okay? We're cultivating a healthy relationship with the situation, and then with our new way of life. But first and foremost, we need to develop a new loving relationship with the current situation. Okay?
So you just answered my question, like, what do we do with the fear?
Okay.
The fear is this monster. The fear is this, what do we do with that?
Okay. So this is a more mindful approach, okay? גישה יותר mindful לכל הסיפור הזה. כשאנחנו נפגשים עם פחד, הנטייה שלנו היא מהר לסגור בחזרה את התיבה, או לדחוף אותו מתחת לשטיח הכי עמוק שאפשר, כדי לא לפגוש אותו שוב. ואנחנו הרגע התחלנו לדבר על מערכת יחסים, לטפח מערכת יחסים. אנחנו צריכים לטפח מערכת יחסים גם עם הפחד. Okay, we need to cultivate our relationship with fear just as well. It's as important. ואז טיפוח מערכת היחסים שלנו עם הפחד תהיה לשבת איתו, לקפה.
Do you say have coffee with the fear? Yes. I see that all the time, and people laugh at me. Like, take your feelings for tea. Take your feelings to aroma. So, okay, I'm sitting with my fear because the fear is in my head. I've created, so let's talk a little bit, let's break this down for the listeners about the fear.
אז הפחד שלנו הוא משהו מאוד טבעי ששייך למערכת ההישרדות שלנו, ויש לו תפקיד חשוב ותפקיד אוהב כלפינו. הוא משוכנע שהוא הולך להציל אותנו, ואנחנו חייבים להקשיב לו. אבל כמו שאנחנו יודעים לגבי כל דבר, העניין של המינון או העניין של האיזון הוא מה שקובע. כשאני קשוב לפחד, אז אני יכול לקבל את המסר שלו. כשאני מאמין לפחד מאוד מאוד מאוד, אז אני כבר לא יכול להקשיב בכלל, אני נדבק אליו, ואני נהיה הוא. ואז אם הוא אומר, אני צריך לטבוע, אתה תבוא ותטבע איתי ביחד. אוקיי? כשאני יושב איתו לכוס קפה, או כמו שטובה אומרת, let's take the fear out to tea, זה אומר שאני מסוגל לשבת מולו, ולא להידבק אליו, ואני מסוגל להתחיל לשאול אותו איך הוא נראה, מה הוא רוצה לספר, איך הוא מרגיש, איזה תנועה הוא רוצה לייצר. I start asking my fear or observing my fear. And I start noting all the physical attributes that belong to the fear.
Wow, very good.
When I do that, I become the host and the fear becomes my guest.
I love it.
Okay? And when the fear is my guest, I treat the fear politely.
Very good.
I ask questions, I listen, I have patience, I have love in my eyes or very soft eyes, accepting eyes for my guest. Okay?
So without you even taking the neuroplastic work that I've studied, you're doing it. Because in the pain reprocessing therapy or the neuroplastic, the changing your brain, laklif et ha-moach, changing your brain and building a new derech or a new pathway, like the phantom guy with the phantom leg had to do, you bring calm and safety to the body. You understand that the fear is a perceived threat. It feels real, but that you can meet it with calm and safety. And that what that will do is change with the breathing, which is, you know, the exhale is very important to activate the parasympathetic and all that, but you begin to dial down. I mean, people are look, there's sensations that are high or low. We have a sensation because of my fear. And the research is the sensation is just usually a sensation. If we add fear to it, it exacerbates it.
Yeah.
So if we can pull away, meet the fear and be calm and bring safety and compassion, and like you would take care of a child or a little animal, everything will be okay. It's just my brain in fight or flight. It's just my muscles tight, but my muscles don't have to be painful. They can just be tight. It's almost like understanding, having a relationship, or back to the relationship. And so this is part of the pain reprocessing therapy, or we focus on positive sensations in the body. Okay, so I'm uncomfortable in my back. I'm uncomfortable in my belly. Let me think about my head. Let me think about my shoulders. Let me focus. Let me see that my...
It's less thinking, it's more observing. Okay? Yeah, I'm looking for physical sensations within my body that are the attributes of that emotion. Okay?
The attributes of that emotion.
Okay.
Meaning...
אז אנחנו מחפשים בתוך הגוף שלנו את המאפיינים של אותו רגש. אז אם יש לי פחד, אז אני ממש מחפש, מבקש את התחושות שהם המאפיינים של הדבר הזה שאני קורא לו פחד. עכשיו אנחנו מדברים על זה פה כאילו זה קלה קלות, כן? כאילו אני פוחד ואני יושב עכשיו עם הפחד שלי לכוס קפה. אז זה לא תמיד ככה, לפעמים הפחד שלי הוא באמת מאיים מאוד, מפחיד מאוד, ואז במקרים האלה אני חוזר לנשימה כמו שטובה אמרה, I'm going back to my breath when the fear is too fearful.
Right,
okay?
right.
ואני מחכה לחזור בחזרה לסנטר שלי, ואז אני מנסה לפגוש אותו שוב, אוקיי? אז קחו בחשבון שיכול לגמרי לקרות שאנחנו לא מוכנים, והפחד באמת מפחיד מדי. אז מה שאני עושה, אני עוזב את זה כרגע, ומנסה לחזור לכל מה שיש לי, שהוא עוזר לי להירגע, והוא נמצא כאן ועכשיו. אז כמו שדיברנו בפעמים קודמות, grounding, breathing, few different exercises, we gave some examples in our previous episodes. And then when you're back to your calm, you can try again. And if not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the next day. מה שזה בסוף יעשה, אנחנו מתחילים לפתח מיומנות, כישרון ממש, של איך להסתכל על רגש בלי להידבק בו. Okay? And it's extremely important to have this like a gym workout. We exercise again and again how to host our guest emotion without letting that emotion be our landlord.
Yeah,
okay?
Excellent explanation.
So once we identify that it becomes our landlord, we step back. We go back to our breath. We go back to our exercises to bring calmness again. Once we're comfortable, we go out and meet it again. Okay, and we do that again and again and again and again, and it's like a muscle.
Right.
You know, the brain works like a muscle. You talk about neuroplasticity, so it's definitely going to the gym. וזה מאוד מאוד חשוב כדי לעזור לנו להתחיל לטפח מערכת יחסים בריאה. עם פחד למשל, כן? אתם תשמעו לא מעט פעמים אנשים שאומרים ניצחתי את הפחד. אז זה לא טוב. It's not a good thing, okay? I conquered fear is not a good thing. We accept that there is fear.
I meet the fear.
We know the fear is within us. We know the fear has a role. We just keep it in the healthiest proportion possible. And the healthiest proportion is the fear being our loved guest.
Excellent. I've not heard that explanation. I want to add to what I said about that we have this ability to dial down. This is our brain. And some of my clients have learned this in their, it's called central sensitization. People have become very sensitive, very hypervigilant to pain. They're just so sensitive. It's like a 10, 10, 10. And in that moment, you have a choice to dial it down. Okay, I'm going to become less sensitive to the sensation, more loving and compassionate and calm to me, to my little child, to my guf-nefesh. And even that distraction takes you away, because we're talking about, if I'm focusing on my breathing, I'm not focusing on my pain. This is also science. So if I'm focusing on compassion, calm, seeing my sensation through a lens of safety. I am safe. And if I can dial that down to 10 and to 9 and to 7 and 6 and 5 and kind of be this, people will experience shifts in their sensations, but when we have a spotlight and we have eagle eye, it exaggerates. We're just talking science. Okay. So if people can understand that quality that we have, but then my focus goes back to the pain, well, then take it away. Go back to the pain, well, then come back to the body, come back to the breath. And so, so I wanted to comment on, and like you said, repetition, because we've created a conditioned response. We've created, well, I'm going to wake up and the pain's going to be there. I'm going to sit down, the pain's going to be there. I'm going to. So we have to say, there's that pattern, there's that relationship. And I want to bring up, most people have seen the movie All the Rage. And if you haven't, there's Hebrew subtitles. It's $5. It's like 20 shekels. I can send you a link. So Howard Stern in the movie is talking about how he's laughing at his pain now. It's almost because he's developed a different relationship with it. It's there, it comes, but he's like, okay, pain, what do you have to say to me? Or another client who healed ankylosing spondylitis, which is another arthritic, very painful disease, machalot be'amud shidra. He said, come on, pain, come on, it's okay. Let's be together. You're not the host. I'm the host. You're the guest. I'm in control by. So this is a couple
אז באמת אנחנו רואים את זה קורה שוב ושוב, ואני רוצה להביא דוגמה של ניסוי שעשו. There's one study where they electrocuted people, okay? יש איזה ניסוי שבו חשמלו אנשים, ואז אמרו להם לדרג דרגת הכאב, אוקיי? וראו שאנשים שמתורגלים במיינדפולנס, גם הדרגת כאב פחות או יותר נשארת קבועה, והיא פחות או יותר הדרגת כאב הפיזית, והזמן שלוקח לגוף שלהם להתאושש הוא הרבה יותר מהיר מאשר של אנשים שלא מתרגלים מיינדפולנס, ואז מחשמול לחשמול כואב להם בכל פעם יותר. Okay, so people that are practicing mindfulness, they could experience only the physical pain of the electrocution. Okay, and the time it took them to go back to calmness was much shorter than people that did not practice. And those people that did not practice actually felt the experience more painful and more painful and more painful each time they were electrocuted. And the time it took them to go back to normal was much, much longer. Wow. עכשיו, למה זה קורה? זה קורה כי המוח שלנו כבר מוסיף את החלק הנפשי, אוקיי? מעל החלק הפיזי. ואז לפני שמחשמלים אותי בפעם הבאה, אני כבר מיד נזכר בחשמול הקודם וכמה זה כאב, מיד מייצר לי את הכאב בתוך הראש שלי, ואז מוסיפים לי את החשמול הנוכחי של עכשיו, ואז עוצמת הכאב שלי הולכת וגוברת, כשבעצם בגוף הפיזי שלי זה אותה עוצמה כמו קודם, רק שמה שנוסף is the mental addition on top of the physical one, because I remember the last time I was electrocuted. I remember how painful it was. I bring the pain before they press the button, right. And when they press the button, I have like a double pain thing, okay? Right. אז בדיוק באותו אופן, בטח אנשים עם כאבים כרוניים, זה מה שאנחנו עושים לעצמנו. אנחנו כבר כל כך רגילים שכואב. וכל כך שונאים את זה שכואב, וכל כך לא רוצים לפגוש את זה, וכל כך נמאס לנו, שאנחנו בעצמנו מוסיפים עוד שכבה מנטלית לכאב שלנו, ואז הכאב הרבה הרבה יותר חזק. עכשיו חשוב לומר, it's very important to say that when you're taught to live with pain, to face pain, to become friends with pain, it doesn't mean that we are asking you to overlook what's going on in your body. Okay? Pain is there to tell you something. אנחנו חייבים להקשיב למה שהוא רוצה להגיד. We cannot say, oh, I've learned to live with pain and I'm not listening to it anymore and it's not there and I'm done. Because then we're missing the message that comes from the body. The way of our bodies to speak to us are with the sensations, and pain is one of the sensations. מה שאנחנו רוצים לעזור פה להבין זה שיש physical sensation and there's a mental sensation on top of the physical. Yeah. And by learning to become friends, we reduce the mental part and we're left with the physical part.
Yeah, wow. So we have a few minutes left, and I do really want to talk in Hebrew and English about the relationship cards, because I realized that when a man and a woman are in a relationship, they could have all these things going on, but it's not really about the things going on. It's about each of them, what they bring to the relationship. It's like they're the shoresh. Okay. And so this isn't going to get resolved unless they choose the resolution, you know. So I'd love you to show, first of all, show the cards, because they're so interesting, and I really do want to help you.
So this will be in mirror, a mirror image. So the cards are called Intimate. They're created for couples therapy and relationship counseling. I don't know if the lighting is good, but the cards, the cards have 58 different scenes from a couple's life. And the scenes allow us to connect with what we see or the patterns that we see in the cards, and then start telling the story of the cards with our own language, with our own symbols. When we tell the story of the cards, we can relate with one of the figures. It can be either the male or the female, it doesn't matter. A guy can tell me that in this picture he's relating to the woman more than he's relating to the man, and then we start digging in and looking for the patterns that he's constantly meeting in his relationships or previous relationships. Now, it's important to understand, אני אגיד אולי בעברית, אני עכשיו מתרגם ספר שקשור במערכת החיסון. Okay, I'm translating a new book about the immune system. Now, the things I am presented with in the book, הדברים שאני פוגש בספר הזה, הם כל הזמן על מערכות יחסים. Okay, they're always about relationships between different cells, different germs, bacteria, whatever. It's all about relationships. אתם צריכים להבין, תא אנושי בגוף האדם, one single human cell, is actually a relationship of two different one-celled organisms.
Wow.
Okay, one swallowed the other, but once he swallowed it, he could not take it apart. He could not digest it. So he said, what's going on here? I have a cell in my body that I cannot do anything with. So they both decided to build a relationship where one gives the other protection and the cell inside gives it energy. Okay, it asks the one on the outside to give us.
That's a healthy cell.
Can. And that's the mitochondria. Okay.
Wow.
Within, yeah. So יש לנו את המיטוכונדריה, שהיא זו שאחראית לייצר לנו אנרגיה או לייצר את החלבונים, ויש לנו את מעטפת התא שהיא זו שאחראית להביא מבחוץ חומרים ולספק הגנה. אז הנה לנו מערכת יחסים, וכל הספר מלא במערכות יחסים. אז אנחנו צריכים להבין שכמו שדיברנו קודם על מחלות, על פחד, על תסמינים, סימפטומים, ואיך אנחנו מטפחים מערכת יחסים איתם, אנחנו צריכים להבין שהכל הוא מערכת יחסים. מערכת היחסים שאני מנהל עם החלקים בתוכי, עם הגוף שלי, the different relationships I have with the different many mental parts I have within me, they also reflect to the relationships I have on the outside. Okay, with my mom, with my
exactly. There's patterns, and that's you're going to see that with your symptoms, your pain, your relationship with כאבים, with your body, your health anxiety. It's usually a similar pattern.
נכון.
You see.
So one of the most wonderful things I saw happening with my cards, that people took them to start working on relationships with the self.
Wow.
Okay, not as couple, but actually taking that and looking for the different components that are me as a whole.
Yeah.
And what are the relationships I have with my different components? Okay, for example, I can have a part within me that is brave and a part within me that is scared.
Yeah.
Now, is the brave part hating the scared part? Is the brave part bullying the scared part?
Right.
Or are they learning to coexist in harmony and compassion and love? Okay? וזה הדבר הכי יפה שפגשתי בתוך העבודה עם הקלפים.
I think that's where internal family systems came from. This other therapy that I had a woman on last week who, and I can see that we talk about the parts, and this Dr. Richard Swartz came from a different Derek and said, what about your parts? So it's again, we're all coming from the same place and going to the same, you know, the same Derek. So I'm happy that you mentioned that about the patterns.
כן, אני אגיד רק עוד על הקלפים, עוד מילה, יצרתי אותם ביחד עם מטפלת באומנות, לא לבד, מטפלת באומנות בשם תמר, ועשינו עבודה אומנותית מעבר לצילומים. זאת אומרת, צילמנו 4 ימים בסטודיו, we had a 4-day studio shoot, and then we added some drawing skills by my co-partner for the creation of the cards. And we use them, we have them sold to therapists and people that are interested in relationships. And I think this could also be a very good starting point to start looking at the relationships you have with yourself, first of all, and then with others, which is sometimes just a reflection of what's going on inside.
Yeah. So true. And there's absolute relationship with pain. I imagine you and I could sit for a couple hours and make cards about your relationship with your fear, relationship with your, you know, people have a hard time loving themselves. This is not something a lot of us are taught. And I always like, well, I love you and I love my body and I love my hair and I love my workout and I love my brother and I love my daughter, but of course I love me, but it doesn't come so easy. It's a skill someone has to learn. And it's, we talk about this a lot because you cannot heal a body you hate.
נכון, ממש ככה.
Yeah. And that's the conflict, and that's the fight or flight, and that's the wall between the conscious and the unconscious mind, and that's the block, and then we get stuck.
נכון, וחשוב מאוד להגיד שה-unconscious mind is always the one winning when there's a war, okay? Because it's about 90% of our existence. The rest of the 10% is our conscious mind, which is very little. Okay, so when there's a war waged, the subconscious always wins.
Wow. And we need to just be aware of that and watch that and witness that and not fight it and let that be the way it is and become more conscious of that.
Make peace.
Make peace.
We want to make peace.
Yeah.
Have a nice relationship.
Yeah.
Be able to go out for tea.
Yeah, I think we could talk about a lot of things. I know I'd love to talk more about, you know, up to 7 years that we are programmed, and then we spend the rest of our life trying to unprogram that program. That's some of Bruce Lipton's work. Mm-hmm. You turned me on to what's going on with the field, the one field, which is phenomenal work, especially now in our world, how our joint prayers can reach. And I love that topic. There's just, and maybe we can get Sippy to come and join us, Sippy Raz. I know that we have some mutual people that we know that have healed chronic pain and disease, and we could meet with them. So I'm just always so thrilled to meet you. And I really do want to introduce you and your work to my American audience and my European audience. So I try to do the bilingual. I'm very thankful to the audience for their savlanut in the Anglit ve'Ivrit. I appreciate that so much. There's been some people watching us. So I'd like to put on the Israel TMS RoundTable, the video about the cards, because I haven't done that yet. And maybe we can talk more about it and do some dugmot with some people with the cards. Because you made a great point. It's really about the relationship with yourself. And when you're healthy, bifmim, then you create that.
You are most likely to be healthy on the outside as well.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I so appreciate your time. Thank you for all of you to listen. If you have any questions, you can reach me or Nadav. We're pretty out there, me and you, with your podcast, Evolve or Die. Couldn't pick a better title. I mean, I might want to use that title, Evolve or Die. It's another take-home tool. Evolve or die.
Yeah.
You make a decision.
Toda, Sima, toda.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So we'll meet again.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So, okay.